What's up everyone, KitaSean here. So we finally got the information that we wanted for the upcoming Halloween event, Oniland Oni no Oto Kamui no Ogong. And of course we knew this already. It will start on October 24th, which is basically tomorrow. And this will start at 6 p.m. Japan time. So if you live in the Pacific time zone like me, you will be playing this event at 2 a.m. and if you live in the East Coast, that will be 5 a.m. for you guys. So East Coast, wake up early. Those who live in the Pacific time zone, we have to stay up all night basically. But the event will start on October 24th and will end on November 7th. And on October 30th, the day before Halloween, there's actually going to be a raid event, which I'll get into as we scroll down. But the first thing that I want to talk about is that we actually finally have the reveal of the free welfare servant. Now honestly, I really thought they were gonna hide the servant name until we get to play the event, but it looks like we actually have the name reveal here. So it is confirmed, it is Shuten Douji, and very surprising that she is a 4-star caster. Now a lot of us thought that she was going to be an archer or a saber. Obviously after watching the Noble Phantasm video, I was convinced that she was going to be an archer. Some of you guys thought that she was going to be a foreigner, but no, she is a caster. Really surprising. Like I did not see that coming whatsoever. But yeah, she's a free 4-star caster. So as we asked the Lightworks on why they hid her name, I mean, we're still very confused on why they did it. Like, was there a reason to do that? Maybe in the story there is, who knows. But in order to participate in this event, again, I've been saying this over and over again, you need to complete Lost Belt Chapter 2. And we actually got a reason why we need to complete Lost Belt Chapter 2, which I'll talk about that as we scroll down. But another thing you need to know is that this event is a pretty normal event. It's a point system grind event. And on October 30th, 8:30 a.m. Japan time, there's gonna be a raid boss. So this is basically one of those raid bosses like we had in these Oni events, where everyone gets to fight a boss and take down its HP. Now we don't exactly have all the information for this raid boss battle, but on October 30th, or maybe like a couple days before, we'll get information on it. So yeah, look forward to that. So when I made a video about this upcoming event, when they revealed the bonus servants, I thought that this was gonna be like a trick-or-treat theme event. Like, you know, in America, I said this before, in America we celebrate Halloween by allowing our kids to go house to house and ask for candy. But looking at this illustration, that is not the case. It looks like we are going to Hokkaido, and in Hokkaido there's going to be a amusement park that is called Oniland. And honestly, the first thing that I thought when I saw this illustration in front of you, it's Disneyland. So it's basically Disneyland with a Halloween theme. That's how I see it. So we're taking the kids to an amusement park that is Halloween themed. So in order to get your free 4-star Shuten Douji, like any other event that has free 4-star servants, you need to complete the main quest in order to get her. So I'm pretty sure in order to get more copies, the Ascension Materials, you have to exchange the event items in the shop, maybe even gather points or clear a quest to get the Ascension Material or the MP copy. So we don't exactly know just yet on how we get multiple copies or the Ascension Material, but I'm pretty sure it's around that line. You need to either exchange materials or gather points and stuff like that. So like I said earlier, this event will be a point system grind event. You will be farming otomodachi points or friendship points, or I guess buddy points in this translation. I don't exactly know. It's either buddy or friend points. It's one of those. But you need to gather these friend points in order to get rewards. You can get CEs, you can get apples, tickets, of course bones and stuff like that, as you can see on your screen. And then you can also exchange the event items that we'll talk about in a bit. You can exchange those for CEs as well, command code keys, and a lot of great materials, hearts, feathers, auroras, which I think is going to be very important if you want to level up Shuten Douji, her skills, as well as the upcoming servant, which again we'll talk about in a bit. But I'm pretty sure it's your best interest in order to clear out the shop, because you're definitely going to need all these materials in order to ascend these new servants. So the main quest for this event will unlock daily. So main quest number 1 through 2 will unlock on the 24th, so that's the date of the event. Number 3 on the 25th, number 4 on the 26th, number 5 on the 27th, number 6 on the 28th, number 7 on the 29th, and chapter 8 through 11 plus the epilogue will be on the 30th of October. A couple days ago we were introduced to the bonus servant. Unfortunately, they didn't tell us on what they would do for this upcoming event, but now we do. They will increase the Otomodachi point drop, so buddy points, friendship points, whatever you want to call it. They will increase the drop rates for that in this upcoming event, so try to put all these servants onto your party so that you can get more Otomodachi points. But we also got a reveal of an upcoming servant that who's going to be the gacha servant, Sitonai. She's there. Her and caster Shuten Douji will give you the most drop rates for these Otomodachi points by 30%. Everyone else will give you either 20% or 10%. But we'll talk about more on Sitonai as we scroll down. I want to go ahead and go through the event first, then we'll talk about the gacha servants and stuff like that. So what's also really cool about this Otomodachi point system is that not only will they give you prizes, but they will also help you in battle when it comes to damage bonus. So the more Otomodachi points that you have, the more damage bonus that you get. And you can actually keep track of all that. They give you a little system right there, as you can see on the screen, on how much Otomodachi points and damage you can do. Also during this event, Shuten Douji caster will start off with 50% MP charge at the start of battle. So let's go ahead and talk about the items for this upcoming event. So we have sundaes, we have churros, we have popcorn, and of course all of these will help you get multiple copies of Shuten Douji in the shop. And you can get foes, you can get CEs, you can get materials like auroras, which I think are going to be very important. We have caster monuments, berserker monuments, of course the command code keys and stuff like that. So a bunch of materials that you're probably going to want to pick up in order to skill up Sitonai as well as Shuten Douji caster. So the following CEs are CEs that you can exchange in the event shop or get by grinding Otomodachi points. So the very first one, the Ku CE, the Suti Angular CE, is actually a pretty interesting one because of the art. The art is actually a reference to a Fate Stay Night art. If you guys have played the visual novel, then you guys know what I'm talking about. As you can see in the back, we have Gilgamesh and Emiya fishing over there. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's the Ku Lancer fishing illustration. If you haven't seen it, just type in Ku Lancer fishing illustration and you'll probably see what I'm talking about. But this specific CE will give you quick power up by 10%, MP power up by 10%, crit power up by 10%, and the Oniland event only effects are quick power up by 100 to 500%, and then Otomodachi point by 30%. So a pretty good CE if you want to gather up Otomodachi points. Of course, quick up as well. So very good CE for quick servants. So the next CE is a very, very beautiful looking CE. Royal Icing. Art power up by 10%, MP power up by 20%, and also Oniland event only effects. Art power up by 100 to 500%. Otomodachi points by 30%. So this specific CE works very well on your arts servants. So the next 5-star CE is going to be Buster up by 8%, apply ignore invincibility. Oniland exclusive event effects are going to be Buster power up by 100 to 500%, and then Otomodachi points up by 30%. So this is going to work very well with your Buster servants. So looking at the CE arts for all three of these that we get in the event shop, they don't look like Halloween CEs at all. They look like Christmas themed CEs, but I think this is just referencing Lost Belt because Lost Belt is set in a winter setting, so Lost Belt 1 and 2. So I think this is just referencing Lost Belt because again, they're in a snow setting and all this is all about winter. So yeah, this is most likely referencing Lost Belt stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about the command codes that we can get from this event. Honestly, kind of questionable, but they're not bad command codes. This very specific on what they can do. So the very first one, we have the Siegfried command code. Pretty random to have them on the command code because the event focuses on Shuten Douji, Sitonai, and a whole bunch of lolis and shotas. But it goes lists the effect of the command code, which is deal 20% more damage to dragons. The 4-star one does 25% crit damage to dragons. And the third one, when attacking with this command card engraved with the command code, remove a debuff. So a pretty good 3-star command code in my opinion. But the first two are very trait specific. They deal more damage to dragons. So, I mean, there are a lot of dragon traded servants and enemies in this game. I mean, Arturias, of course, Kiyohime. I'm pretty sure there are more. I just can't remember on top of my head. Oh, Shuten Douji is also a dragon. So, yeah, you definitely want to put this command code on your dragon slayers. I mean, Siegfried, of course, is a dragon slayer. You also have the new servant Sitonai. She's actually a dragon slayer. We'll talk about her more. But I think these command codes will definitely work very well on any servant that has some kind of dragon slayer effect. So yeah, this is a very specific traded command code. So you definitely want to keep this command code on servants that have Dragon Slayer on them. So we're not going to watch Shuten Douji's Noble Phantasm because we already did. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already watched it. I'll leave a link down below for you guys to watch it yourself. But in order to get the Ascension Materials for Shuten Douji Caster, you need to get Otomodachi points. So grind out the event in order to get these so that you can get them from the Otomodachi point system. So as expected, the UI update will also come in during the Halloween event, so you can actually get rid of the 1-star and 2-star command codes off your servant by replacing them. You don't have to use the command code remover, which was a waste, so that's actually really cool. You have the MP speed. Of course, you have the item count now, so instead of going back and forth checking what items you need, you can actually see during the end of the battle, so that's actually really useful for farming. And then of course, hey, I cleared this quest kind of thing. But let's go ahead and talk about the gacha because that's what we are all looking forward to. So here it is, Halloween 2018 pickup gacha. As expected, Sitonai is the gacha servant, and she is confirmed as a 5-star alter ego. We also have Assassin Paraison and Ibaraki Doji as rate up servants as well, and of course the CEs for Halloween. Now what's actually really cool about this is that Sitonai is going to be a permanent story gacha servant after this event, and of course in order to get her as a story gacha servant, you need to complete Lost Belt Chapter 2. So that's probably the reason why you need to complete Lost Belt Chapter 2 in order to participate in this event, because of Sitonai. I mean, of course, if you did not beat it, you can still roll for her, but after this event, she's not going to be there anymore. So you have to beat Lost Belt Chapter 2 in order to put her in the story gacha. So yeah, she's going to be basically permanent in the story gacha after this event, which is really, really cool. So you can basically roll for her anytime. So looking at Sitonai here, so she has pretty decent stats when it comes to attack and HP. Attack 11,668, HP 13,965, and then her Noble Phantasm is an Arts Noble Phantasm, single target, lowers enemies defense, lowers enemies crit chance, and I believe both of those are overcharged, and then it also removes 1 MP charge if the enemy has a dragon trait. So honestly, her Noble Phantasm, I mean, the first two lowers enemy defense and crit chance is pretty good, but that's with overcharge. And the remove 1 MP charge if the enemy the dragon trait is questionable, honestly. It's like, why? Again, maybe this is a hint towards that we might be getting a lot of dragon enemies in the future. But it's honestly, I can't really say anything until I try her out myself. But right now on paper, it's kind of questionable, honestly. But her stats are pretty decent, so I guess it's okay. But I really thought she was going to be a support type alter ego. I mean, at least her Noble Phantasm. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Maybe her skills are support types, who knows. But this is going to be the first time that an alter ego is going to be a permanent servant. So yeah, this is actually something to look forward to. So we also have a reveal of Shitonai's Noble Phantasm. So let's go ahead and watch that. So that was Shitonai's Noble Phantasm. It looks interesting. She has a polar bear. She named it Shiro. She attacks with a bow and arrow, also a sword, and she has some kind of ice pillar attack as well. She also attacks the dragon. I mean, it makes sense because her Noble Phantasm has Dragon Slayer. But now the question is, what are her 3 skills? What's her passives? Because on paper, her Noble Phantasm doesn't sound too good. So, and again, I thought that she was going to be a support type alter ego, so her Noble Phantasm says otherwise. But her skills, it's a possibility that they could be support types, who knows. But yeah, we just have to wait and see when she comes out. And again, we can't really say for sure if she's bad or not until we get our hands on her. So yeah, like right now, how I see her is her Noble Phantasm I don't like. Effects, at least the animation looks awesome, but the effects, I'm not a big fan of it right now. But again, this might change drastically when she comes out because of her skill sets and stuff like that. But we just have to wait and see when she comes out. So let's go ahead and look at the Halloween Gacha CEs, and these look like Halloween CEs except for one of them. But the 5-star CE is going to be Welcome to Oniland, Arts Power Up 10%, Buster Up 10%, 40% MP charge, and then it will drop one Sunday for an Oniland exclusive effect. I think this is actually a pretty decent CE. I'm pretty sure if you max limit break it, it will be MP charge 50%, Buster and Arts Up 20%. So a pretty good one. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like the CE, plus the art's cute. And then the 4-star one doesn't look like a Halloween CE whatsoever, but most likely she is in Oniland because it looks like Halloween themed in the back and Oniland themed houses, or like a Edo period themed houses. But Tomoe Gozen CE just read is a Buster Up 8%, Critical Power Up 8%, MP gain 8%, and will drop Churros by 1. So a Buster CE. I guess I'm assuming this is gonna be max limit break 10% each, and then yeah, MP gain 10% as well. Pretty decent 4-star CE. I love the art. It's nice, very calming. And then the 3-star CE, quick power up 3%, critical star gather rate 3%, and popcorn drops by 1. So an awesome looking CE, rainbow pumpkins. Yeah, pretty cool. So that's basically about it. Grind the event, get your free 4-star Shuten Douji caster, grind the Otomodachi points so that you can get her Ascension Materials. I do believe you guys should grind out the shop because the Auroras are going to be very important to skill up Shuten Douji, and of course ascending Sitonai. We don't have the reveal yet on what you need to use to ascend her, but I'm pretty sure Aurora they're going to be a big thing because she is from Lost Belt Chapter 2. And what do you guys think about Shitonai's Noble Phantasm? Personally, I don't think it's that great, but again, I can't really say too much until we get an official release on her because we still don't have a reveal on her skill sets. But right now, I'm not really liking her Noble Phantasm. And she's going to be permanent in the story gacha, so that's actually really cool. I can definitely roll for her anytime if I don't get her during this raid up, but I do want to try to at least get one copy just so that I don't have to worry about her later. And yeah, that's basically about it. Thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, and happy grinding. Laters.